Hello everyone, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance. And in this episode we will be going further through the game by getting on with the real adventure. But first let's talk to this lady. Oh, thank goodness, you've awakened. Master Smith is in here as well. He's come to see His Majesty the King. So let's go see what all the fuss is about by going in the next room. Oh, Link, you're awake. Are you feeling alright? Stand at my side. The King of Hyrule is about to speak. It is, as you have all heard. A sorcerer named Vati has cursed my fair Zelda and turned her to stone. If we had the sacred Picori blade, we likely could have broken the curse. But Vati shattered the blade. However, I may not give up hope. What do you know about the Picori? The Picori? Not much beyond what the fairy tales say. They're supposed to be very tiny, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, the ones from the fairy tales. But the Picori are no mere legend. They most certainly exist. No one outside of the royal family knows the truth about them. The Picori who forged the sacred blade live deep within the Minish woods. They should be able to repair the broken blade and reforge the sword. What? Then we must dispatch the soldiers there at once. No, soldiers will not do. The Picori do not show themselves to anyone but children. Our soldiers could search for days and still find no sign of them. I see. If that's the case, then why not send Link? Oh yeah, sure, you have to send me to go on the adventure. If Link has recovered, then yes, I'd like to ask this of him. Please turn my precious Zelda back to normal. The Picori should know how to create a sacred new sword. It will be a dangerous journey, now that those monsters have been freed. Please take this sword with you, along with the broken Picori blade. So of course, when we delivered Master Smith's sword, we of course get the broken Picori blade, which we need to repair, that we'll be doing later in the game. This is part of the sword needed to reforge the sacred sword. Don't lose it. It says that a lot, like, make sure you don't lose this important delivery, or don't lose this sword, it's really important, you know. Some witty dialogue again. You got the Smith sword. It's a sharp blade made by your grandfather. So that's what I mean by Master Smith's sword. Because, you know, when we were supposed to deliver it to Master Smith, well, he gives it to us anyway because, well, we've got to go and save the world and all that. You know, just like Link does all the time, unfortunately. Very well then. Send the soldiers to search for Vati at once. Deep within the Minish woods, you will find a place called Deepwood Shrine. Once, humans and Picori shared that shrine as a meeting place. I think it would be best if you started your search there. Take this map with you. If you get lost on your way to the forest, simply check your map. Just press start and then L or R to open up the map. I've marked the location of the forest for you. Good luck. And be careful. So of course, for another bonus, we get the map of Hyrule. Now you'll never get lost. So basically that tick down there is where we need to go to, which is Minish Woods. I am counting on you, Link. Only you can break Vati's curse and free Princess Zelda. So of course, with all of the cutscenes out of the way, now we are on to the real adventure. But first I'll show you how to access the map. Simply, you just press start on your Game Boy Advance, or I'm pressing enter because I'm playing this on an emulator. And if you go to this page, you'll see a map here. If you select one of them, you can see like the entire area, so you know, hidden secrets like treasure chests and all that. But really, I think I'll go on to more about that in better detail later on in the LP. Although for now, I guess we will move onwards to the Minish Woods to go to the Deepwood Shrine and recover the first element. So, let's do that. Now, I've got to say this actually. Minish Cap is a very underappreciated Zelda game. Because unfortunately, like with Majora's Mask, it came out, you know, at the wrong time. Because Minish Cap came out near the end of the Game Boy Advance's life. So in other words, people were more after stuff like the Nintendo Wii and the DS and all that. So Minish Cap kind of got lost in the limelight because it just got released too late. Because that's what happened with Majora's Mask, because everyone was all after, you know, the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Because Majora's Mask was for the N64 and was released in like 2000. Anyway, let's see what he has to say. I'm so busy. Gotta finish here so I can go repair the steps next. So of course the path here back to Hyrule Town is blocked, so we can't go that way just yet. But first I want to see what he says. So, that Vikori blade was just a lock keeping those monsters in that chest. The rumour is that Vati was looking for something inside the chest. I mean something other than monsters, but nobody knows for sure what it is. I tell ya, he sure has been nothing but a big headache to the rest of us. I'm pretty sure I'd agree with that since I've played the game. But with that, how about we go onwards to the Minish Woods? It's quite easy to find, but first I want to do everything, which is kill these Octoroks for no reason. Because, you know, that's what I did first of all in my Zelda NES LP, so it's nice to do it again here for the first time. You've got a heart. These replenish your energy a little bit. You know, just like in Zelda NES, if you collect a heart, of course, you know, it replenishes your health, make sure you don't die, but I don't think I really have to go over that because I'm pretty sure I've covered what it does in Zelda NES. We're just going to take out these enemies, collect a green rupee, and take out more of them, cut the grass, and of course go onwards to Minish Woods. But first though, I just want to do a bit exploring around the place to make sure I don't miss out on anything like items and all that. So let's see what's up here. We could go into this house, but well, actually no, we can't at the moment because we've got to do it later. So it's inaccessible for now, meaning all we can do is just go onwards to Minish Woods. And I'm trying to defeat all of the enemies because I need to save up a lot of rupees, because there's a lot of times in this game where you're going to need to buy stuff. It's like in, you know, Majora's Mask and all that. You have to collect a lot of rupees in order to do side quests and all that. And that's the thing I like about Minish Cap. When you collect all of well, not really all the rupees because, you know, they're infinite and all that, but if you collect a lot of them, you can spend them on really good things. So just remember that if you want to get far up in Minish Cap. Upwards is Hyrule Castle, left to Hyrule Town, and right to Minish Woods. So of course with that, how about we go onwards to Minish Woods. Now I've got to say, I really like the music in here. It gives it sort of a forest feel, let's just say. It's not as good, I'd say, as say like Lost Woods from Ocarina of Time and all that, but it's still quite a nice piece of music if you ask me. I find this soundtrack quite underappreciated in Minish Cap because it has some really good tunes if you ask me. But I'm just going to continue cutting the grass, defeating enemies and all that, you know, just like Link does in most of the Zelda games. Seriously though, it just kills the animals for no reason. I mean, it doesn't really have a purpose, it's just to get money or weapons, or just sell them to get weapons. It's kind of bad if you ask me. Oh, and we come across a new enemy. This is a green chu-chu. These made their first appearance in Majora's Mask for the N64. And they made their appearance also in games like Wind Waker, Minish Cap, and all that. So it's nice to see them, you know, back in Minish Cap on the Game Boy Advance. And if you ask me, there appears to be quite a lot of them, so I'm taking a bit of damage here for some reason. Which isn't very good, because this is the first part of the game, and yet we've already got half a heart missing. This isn't a very good start, is it? But let's just take out these green chu-chus again, and of course, just roll over here. Help! Help me! Ouch! Won't somebody stop them? Ow! Ow! Help! Somebody! Can't anybody hear me? Oh, I wonder what's going on over there. But either way, I've got something more important to do, and that is acquire the first piece of heart. Yeah, ignore that person who's just gonna die or something. It's more important to get my piece of heart. collect 4 to make a new heart container for even more life energy. So, you know, like in Zelda NES, where once I just collected 1 heart, that was it, I just got a new heart container. Well, for the rest of the series, they decided that, you need to collect 4 heart pieces in order to get a heart container. For some reason, actually, in Twilight Princess, they made it 5. I don't know why they decided to change it like that, but even so. It makes it a bit more challenging, I guess, trying to find all the pieces. Because, you know, it's for people who like collectathons, I guess, or something like that. Hey kid, you there. Ow. Hey, don't just stand there. Do something. Ow. What's wrong with you? Do you like watching me take this abuse? Help me. Okay, fine, I'll do it, because, well, I don't even know you, but you're in danger, I might as well. Whew. Well done. That was close. Now that I couldn't handle myself. But that's besides the point. What in the world is a lone child doing so deep in the woods? Ho ho! I see. The Picori, you say? And Vati? Vati's cursed someone? What? The sacred blade? Is that so? I see. I see. You know, you and I have quite a lot in common. You see, I too am on a quest to break a curse of Vati's. And you say that reforging the sacred blade can break his curse, eh? Well, then you have found yourself a companion, my boy. My name is Eslo. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. So with that, of course, we get a ally this time. Wait, I say. You walk so quickly. Too quickly, in fact. Can't you go any slower? Surely you've noticed that I have no legs. Boy, take a good look at me. Do you really think I can walk that fast? Okay, and for the 3rd time? Ugh. If it isn't one thing, it's another. You are a troublesome boy. And of course with that, Eslo is now our hat, because for most of the game, you know, Link was walking without his hat. I don't know if you noticed that. There. Now you can't possibly leave me behind. My, it's quite comfortable up here. More comfortable than it looks, surely. And much easier on me. Hey, quit your squirming. Can't you sit still? See? There. Yes, that's it. Much better. Now, I suppose a boy like you still has much to learn about the world. If ever you need my insight, press select. I'll be happy to help. Ah, such a hopeless child. Thanks for the feedback, Eslo. But, yeah, so if I hit the select button, at times he will pop up saying stuff like this. What? I haven't even had time to settle in and you're bothering me? Deepwood Shrine lies, obviously enough, deep in the heart of these woods. So says my superior initiative sense. Now, get a move on. So, in a way, it's kind of like Navi, but instead of just Navi popping up at random bits, you know, with Eslo, you can just press select at any time if you're unsure about what to do in the game, so that's quite useful. Anyway, let's just go across here, across this stump of a tree. Hold on for a moment, my boy. We've stumbled across something important. The world of the Minish is very small. You're far too big to meet them now. Eh? Who are the Minish? Ah yes, silly me. Allow me to explain. You humans call them Picori, but they refer to themselves as the Minish. Strange how, in the world of humans, only this forest has kept that name. Anyhow, deep in the forest they built a tiny village, where many now live. But if we're to enter the village, we'll have to make you a touch smaller first. Look at that. At first glance it appears to be a mere stump, yes? No. That stump is a portal used by people long ago to adjust their size. With my help, you can use it to shrink down to Minish size. Just stand on the stump and press R to shrink. To return to normal, stand next to the stump and press R. So basically, all he's saying is, when we go on here and press the R button, this will happen. We will shrink down to a Minish, and if you ask me, that's really good for a Game Boy Advance type of graphics, because it's got a real sense of depth on that bit, so it's kind of useful. And it kind of scares me how on the sprite where Eslo is, he's got dead eyes. It kind of creeps me out. Welcome to the world through the eyes of the Minish. Now, aren't you glad you saved me? No need to thank me though. Portals that reduce your size are all around in different shapes and sizes. If you want to return to normal, stand next to a portal and press R. But there is one thing you must know. Being Minish-sized is full of dangers. Mere puddles at your normal size are bottomless swamps to the Minish. And as your companion, if anything bad happens to you, it happens to me too. So proceed with caution, my lad. If not for your sake, then for my own. I really like the character, so he's got a nice sense of humour. I really like his character, how he's always bossy and everything. I don't know, I just find him really underappreciated. It's just a shame that he was only used once at the moment. You never know, they might give him back in like another Zelda game, because I really like Eslo. He's a good character. Now really, another thing, you know, like I was saying when we were shrinking down, that it was really good for Game Boy Advance graphics to give a sense of depth. This is also quite good. I mean, look at this. It's like, you can see that we're like below the grass and there's acorns and everything. There's shadows of the grass. I don't know, I just find it really detailed. And the leaf has very good textures. I don't know, I just gush over the amazement of this game's visuals for a Game Boy Advance. Anyway, we are at Minish Village. So, let's go see what it's like. Because, you know, we're a Minish because we just shrunk down and all that. It appears we have found the Minish Village. Oh, who are these guys? Pico Bikori. Rippy Ripico Bikori. Pico Ripico. Huh? I gather it's been quite some time since they last saw a human. What's that? You didn't understand what they were saying just now? Ah yes, that was the language of the Minish. It's a little different from the dialect I am most familiar with. I am afraid I didn't catch most of what they said myself, but perhaps there is someone here who understands your language. We should look around. So with that, of course, we have to look around Minish Village and find clues that will take us to Deepwood Shrine. But first, I want to speak to Eslo again just to see what he says this time. We're not going to get anywhere if the Minish can't understand you. Oh god, this is weird. Anyway, I think that will do it for this episode. So, in the next episode, we will look around Minish Village, try to understand what they're saying, and head on to Deepwood Shrine, the first temple in the game. So, of course, I'm going to save my game and be out of here. The save menu, though, is just, you know, it's right down here. Like in Ocarina of Time, we have to save your game by pausing it and all that. But, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.